Hey Jungkook fans, welcome back to Jungkook News. What if I told you one Jungkook performance became so powerful, so dangerously captivating, fans are calling it the moment he literally broke the internet? From a viral stage look sending ARMY into chaos, to the hidden reason everyone keeps replaying the same clips over and over, today we're diving into the performance that has people calling one of Jungkook's most legendary moments ever. Trust me, what made this stage so unforgettable might be even bigger than you think, so stay with me until the end. For many fans, it started as just another stage clip, a few seconds of Jungkook moving under concert lights, surrounded by a roaring crowd. But within moments, people began realizing this was becoming something much bigger. What seemed like an ordinary performance suddenly turned into one of those rare Jungkook moments that fans can't stop replaying, the kind that spreads across timelines overnight and sparks endless reactions. There was something about this performance that felt different. Maybe it was the confidence in the way Jungkook carried himself, maybe it was the effortlessly powerful stage presence, or maybe it was how every movement seemed to capture attention in a way no one expected. Fans weren't just talking about choreography this time, they were reacting to an energy, an aura, a presence that felt almost unreal. As clips from the performance started circulating, people began calling it one of his most unforgettable stage looks ever. The fitted outfit instantly became a major talking point, with fans obsessing over the silhouette, the styling, and how it amplified every move he made on stage. Even brief moments, a turn, a smirk, a body roll were being replayed over and over, analyzed frame by frame like hidden treasures. And that's when the internet reaction exploded. Comments flooded in almost instantly, some joking they had survived but barely, others calling the performance dangerous, illegal, and too much to handle. It wasn't just admiration anymore, it became a full fandom event. The reactions were dramatic, emotional, chaotic, and honestly, that made the moment even bigger. Because what fans seemed to be responding to wasn't only visuals, it was the confidence Jungkook projected. There was a boldness in this stage that felt magnetic. Every move looked sharper, every expression hit harder. Even the way he commanded the stage made people feel like they were witnessing a new side of him unfold in real time. Some fans even said this performance felt like a reminder of how much Jungkook has evolved. From his earlier years as the golden Maknae to now standing on stage with this level of charisma and control, people saw growth, power, and star quality colliding in one moment. And that's why so many called it iconic almost immediately. Then came the endless replay culture. People weren't just watching the performance once, they were looping certain seconds repeatedly. One move became a viral obsession. One camera angle had fans in disbelief. One tiny detail in the outfit sparked thousands of reactions. Somehow, every second seemed to create another moment people wanted to talk about. And maybe that's why many fans began saying, this wasn't just another performance clip going viral. This was one of those legendary Jungkook moments the fandom will keep referencing months, maybe even years from now. Because when Jungkook performs like this, it doesn't feel ordinary. There's always been something almost cinematic about his stage presence. He knows how to shift from smooth and controlled to explosive and intense in a heartbeat. And during this performance, that contrast felt impossible to ignore. Soft expressions one second, fierce energy the next. It created a tension that made the stage feel electric. What also made this moment stand out was how natural it looked. Nothing felt forced, nothing felt overdone. Fans kept pointing out how effortless he made everything appear, as if being this captivating is simply second nature to him. And that effortless power is exactly what made people say he broke the internet. Because breaking the internet isn't just about going viral, it's about creating a moment so overwhelming people can't stop reacting. A moment where timelines turn into chaos, where casual viewers become curious, where fans start declaring history has been made. And that's exactly what seemed to happen here. Even people outside the fandom started noticing the buzz. New viewers were stumbling onto clips and asking the same question. Why is everyone talking about this Jungkook performance? And once they watched it, many understood immediately. There was just something unforgettable about it. Some said it was the outfit. Some said it was the body language. Some said it was the raw confidence. But maybe it was all of it together, creating a perfect storm. Because sometimes a viral moment isn't planned, it simply happens when timing, charisma, and audience reaction collide at once. And this performance felt like one of those moments. What makes it even more fascinating is how a few seconds of stage footage could create such a massive emotional reaction across the fandom. That says something about Jungkook's impact. It says his performances don't just entertain, they trigger conversations, trends, and collective fan meltdowns. And honestly, that may be part of what makes him so compelling to watch. You never know when a simple performance is about to become an iconic fandom moment. 1 second it's just another stage clip. The next, the internet is in chaos. Fans are screaming in comments. Timelines are exploding. And Jungkook is once again proving why even a single performance can dominate conversations worldwide. Because moments like this don't just go viral, they become legend. And what made this moment feel even bigger was the way fans began connecting it to Jungkook's larger artistic evolution. Many weren't just reacting to one viral stage outfit or one unforgettable clip, they were seeing a performer stepping even deeper into his own identity. There was a sense that this wasn't simply another attractive stage moment, this was confidence transformed into performance art. Some fans even pointed out how Jungkook has this rare ability to make intensity look effortless. When he performs, there's precision, but there's also instinct. Nothing feels mechanical. Every glance, every pause, every subtle gesture seems intentional, almost cinematic. That's why even the smallest details from this stage started becoming talking points. People were analyzing everything. The way he moved with the beat, the timing of certain expressions, the attitude behind every transition. It felt less like fans were watching a performance, and more like they were decoding a phenomenon. And then came another reason this moment hit so hard: unpredictability. With Jungkook, fans often say you never know when he's about to create chaos. One casual live, one concert clip, one unexpected styling choice, and suddenly the entire fandom is spiraling. That unpredictability keeps every performance exciting, and in this case, it made this viral moment feel even more explosive. Because no one expected a few seconds on stage to trigger this level of obsession. Yet somehow it did. And maybe that's the power of star presence. There are performers people watch, and then there are performers people can't look away from. Jungkook has increasingly become the second. That's why so many fans describe this stage as dangerously charismatic. Not because of one outfit alone, but because everything about the performance amplified his magnetism. The styling, the movement, the confidence, it all fed into a moment that felt larger than the performance itself. Some even compared it to those career-defining pop culture moments fans remember forever, the ones people reference years later and say you had to be there when this happened. And honestly, that may not be an exaggeration, because the more people watched the clips, the more legendary the moments seemed to become. Even fan edits started turning the performance into something almost mythic: slowed down cuts, dramatic zooms, cinematic overlays, as if fans were documenting an era in real time. That says a lot. When a performance inspires not just reactions but creativity, you know it struck a nerve. And perhaps that's what made this moment feel exclusive in a way. It wasn't just about witnessing Jungkook perform. It felt like witnessing a cultural fan moment being born. The kind of moment where everyone remembers where they were when they first saw the clip. And maybe that's why people keep replaying it, because it doesn't feel finished after one watch. It pulls you back in, again, and again, and somehow each replay feels even more powerful than the last. What do you think, Jungkook fans? Was this truly one of Jungkook's most iconic performances ever, or do you have another legendary stage in mind? Tell me in the comments because I want to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Jungkook News, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest Jungkook updates, viral moments, and exclusive fan stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.